Arthur Ashe Stadium has always been a cathedral for tennis, a place where the greatest singles champions make history under the New York lights. But on that late summer evening, the atmosphere felt different. Instead of the tension of rivalries or the weight of records, there was laughter, lightness, and the kind of joy that only comes when the game is played for connection rather than conquest. The spotlight belonged to two of the sport's most recognizable young stars, Emma Raducanu, the British player who stunned the world in 2021 with her fairy-tale US Open victory, and Carlos Alcaraz, the Spanish prodigy already considered the face of tennis's future. This time, though, they weren't opponents standing on opposite sides of the net. They were teammates, smiling as they walked side by side onto the court for the US Open's new mixed doubles exhibition. The showcase had been introduced to let fans see their favorite players in a new light, breaking the seriousness of tour competition with a format that encouraged spontaneity, humor, and connection. And that's exactly what Raducanu and Alcaraz delivered. From the opening point, the match carried a playful energy. Alcaraz, often known for his relentless intensity, cracked jokes between rallies, while Raducanu, who has endured years of pressure and scrutiny since her teenage breakthrough, allowed herself to simply enjoy the moment. The contest itself was brief, lasting under an hour, with Jessica Pegula and Jack Draper controlling the match and taking a straightforward 4-2 win. Yet the scoreboard quickly faded into irrelevance. The true story was the chemistry between Raducanu and Alcaraz, the way they exchanged grins after missed shots, encouraged each other with half-joking pep talks, and shared high-fives that looked as genuine as any victory celebration. When Raducanu tried slipping into Spanish after the match to thank her partner, "Gracias partner, I had so much fun," fans erupted in delight. Her playful use of deuce, a casual expression often used by Alcaraz himself, became a trending phrase across social media. In that moment, the internet wasn't discussing her injuries, her coaching changes, or his Grand Slam chase. Instead, the focus was on two young athletes bridging cultures and languages with humor and respect. Alcaraz responded with his trademark humility, posting a simple "that was fun" alongside a smiling photo of the pair, and the exchange set off waves of admiration from fans around the globe. Clips from the exhibition spread quickly. Short videos of their light-hearted changeover conversations, their laughter during rallies, and their attempts to coordinate as partners flooded feeds. In an era where tennis can often feel consumed by rankings, prize money, and pressure, the sight of two champions in the making just enjoying themselves was a refreshing reminder of why the sport resonates so deeply. Symbolically, the pairing carried weight far beyond the evening. Alcaraz has been hailed as the redeemer of men's tennis in the post-Big Three era, the player expected to carry forward the game's prestige. Raducanu, by contrast, has been a figure of both triumph and turbulence. Her 2021 victory made her a global star overnight, but the years since have been marked by injuries, surgeries, and the heavy burden of expectation. On this night, however, those labels faded. There were no headlines about her struggles or his legacy. Instead, they stood side by side as equals, two young talents reminding the world that tennis is not only about grinding battles and historic milestones, it can also be about laughter, freedom, and shared humanity. For Raducanu especially, the evening carried a sense of renewal. She returned to Arthur Ashe Stadium not as the embattled former champion weighed down by questions, but as a joyful competitor reconnecting with the crowd that once lifted her to glory. Fans saw the charisma that had made her so beloved in 2021, not through trophies but through authenticity. For Alcaraz, it reinforced the traits that have made him one of the most admired athletes of his generation: openness, humility, and the ability to inspire joy even in defeat. The broader tennis world also took note. The success of the exhibition sparked conversation about whether mixed doubles, long overshadowed by singles, could play a larger role in modern tennis. For years, the sport's identity had been shaped by the dominance of Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, a golden age that left little room for experiments or alternative formats. But with that era closing, fans and organizers alike are looking for fresh ways to engage audiences. Raducanu and Alcaraz's partnership demonstrated just how powerful these experiments could be. It wasn't just about the shots or the score, it was about creating memories that fans would carry long after the tournament ended. The cultural undertones were significant as well. Raducanu, who has always celebrated her multicultural identity, blending British, Romanian, and Chinese roots, chose to connect with her partner through Spanish. Alcaraz responded in English. The exchange was simple, yet it reflected the global nature of tennis and the shared language of sport that transcends grammar or nationality. Supporters from London to Madrid, from New York to Singapore, all felt part of the same moment. The morning after, articles and social media posts didn't focus on who won or lost but on the chemistry and charm of the duo. Fans debated whether the pair should reunite in future exhibitions or even compete more seriously in mixed doubles tournaments. Some argued that their connection could help popularize the format in a way no promotional campaign ever could. Ultimately, when the 2025 US Open is remembered, the champions crowned in singles and doubles will take their rightful place in history. But alongside those records, there will also be space for the memory of Raducanu and Alcaraz's fleeting partnership. 50 minutes of tennis that technically ended in defeat but emotionally resonated as victory. The sight of them walking off court arm in arm, laughing under the New York night sky, felt less like a sporting result and more like a snapshot of tennis's evolving identity. For Alcaraz, the night reinforced why he is seen not just as a generational talent but as a leader capable of carrying the sport into the future. For Raducanu, it was a reminder, to herself and the world, that she still has the power to captivate, not only through victories but through the joy she brings. What made the exhibition so impactful was its simplicity. No trophies, no points, no legacies at stake. Just two young players showing the world that even at the highest level, fun has a place in the sport. Their connection echoed beyond Arthur Ashe, reminding fans that while tennis can be brutal and unforgiving, it also has the power to surprise with moments of levity and warmth. In the end, Raducanu's playful deuce captured the essence of the evening. A word of affection, a gesture of gratitude, and a signal of joy. That single phrase became the shorthand for what the exhibition represented. Tennis stripped to its most human form, where laughter, camaraderie, and shared experience shine brighter than any scoreboard.